Yes, I think we are all. I mean, as human beings, we are all curious people. We always ask the question why, when, and how. But somewhere along the line, those questions disappear, and people stop bothering asking why, what, and when. I think science begins when you ask questions. You don't need to be an engineer or a scientist to actually ask questions in science. I'll give you a very simple example. Uh, Many people, or we as young kids, uh, I mean, my experience has been that we look at textbooks and they say something about physics or chemistry, and you just go through a chapter, you go to the next chapter, and then you write an exam, and then you're done with it. But I say to damn with the exams and things like that. I think it is more valuable when you're spending 2 years or maybe 6-7 years in high school, and let's say 4 years in engineering, to actually ask the question of why and how and what of things happening around you. I mean, just look at us. We are sitting down here. Something is holding us down to the earth. We've all been told in our very early classes in physics that it is gravity, right? But it is something that you and I cannot see. Gravity is something that we just believe that it is there because somebody told us it is there. I don't know whether you will agree to me, but that's how I was told, that if you actually drop something, it goes down to the ground, and they said that's because of gravity. And I went through my whole education, because I was a chemical engineer. I went through my 4 years of graduation. I did my, graduate education also. And I never bothered to ask the question, hey, what is gravity? But to my surprise, later on, for various other reasons, I found that this answer was conclusively explained by Albert Einstein in I think around 1914, 15, 16, something like that. That is his general theory of relativity. And the real reason, to the best of our understanding, is that gravity is not something that is there just because we say it is there, but it is there because space and time can be walked by very heavy masses, and that leads to the phenomena of acceleration that we feel as gravity, right?
So coming back to our question, people who have a deep sense of curiosity and who would like to go behind the explanations to see what exactly the fundamental forces and concepts and development of those ideas, who are interested to go deeper into the subject, only should get into this engineering. Otherwise, they should go for something else, isn't it? They will not be successful in the career.
I think I slightly disagree with that, because we as human beings are always curious people. So, and we would like to know why things happen in a certain way around us, because if it doesn't happen very early in your life, somewhere down the line you begin to ask those questions, right? I'm wondering what's a good example other than gravity to explain this. I would probably say that let's look at cooking, for example, right? You make a puri, and magically if the puri is made correctly, it puffs up. The question is why should it puff up? Sometimes when you don't do it well, it's very flat, and there's a very nice explanation as to why it could happen. Clearly the basics is, we know that water boils. So when you heat water to about 100 degrees centigrade, it undergoes a change in phase from a liquid to a vapor. So if your oil is at the right temperature, and there's enough of water moisture in the puri dough, when you actually fry it, the water vaporizes, and that's what causes the puffing. I mean, this is something that is nice to know, because things like this that are very simple to understand actually lead to the answers that are more complex in our lives, as we see in our day-to-day lives.